Welcome everyone. There's no good reason to not jailbreak iOS 13 anymore. In this video, I'd like to explain the reasons why people don't jailbreak and how that's changed in the past couple of months. The first one is jailbreak detection. Our favorite games like Fortnite, PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile all have jailbreak detection. With Fortnite, you get kicked off the battle bus. With PUBG, you get banned for 10 years. With Call of Duty Mobile, the game crashes. Banking apps. Some of them, they will say, oh, you're jailbroken, you can't use some of the features of the app. Others kick you out of the application. Well, you don't need to worry about jailbreak detection bypass anymore. My tutorial to bypass jailbreak detection is in the description. And this brand new one works on all applications, right? So it's called Kern Bypass. You just enable the application and boom, Fortnite, you can now play. Same with PUBG and Call of Duty Mobile. No app can actually patch this jailbreak detection. This is a breakthrough which has happened in the past month and it's pretty darn dang. The next one is, well, the latest iOS firmware can't be jailbroken, but we have Checkra1n. Checkra1n can jailbreak the latest iOS 13.4.1. When 13.5 releases, guess what? Checkra1n can jailbreak iOS 13.5. And so, if you're interested in jailbreaking, now is the best time to do it because you can jailbreak the latest firmware. I'll leave my latest firmware jailbreak tutorials in the description for macOS and Windows. Yes, you can't jailbreak the latest firmware without a computer, but really, it's 2020, not 1970. If you don't have a computer, rethink your life choices, rethink what you're spending your money on. Instead of going to Archie's or, the Walmart to get your PS4, should have got that PC so you could jailbreak iOS 13. That's your fault, not mine, alright? The next reason is the battery life. We all know, it used to be the case, that the jailbreaks would destroy the battery life. Electra. I find it funny, but it was such a bad jailbreak tool. Uncover for 12.2. That was hot garbage. Uncover for 12.4A12. That was hot garbage. But now, with Uncover for 13.3, I've done a test. Yes, you do get a very slight battery drain, but it's so just small, it doesn't even count. Do keep in mind though, when you're downloading your jailbreak tweaks are going to be the main cause of your battery life drain. You know, as an HTML, we have like those dynamic wallpapers, that's going to shred your battery life. So keep in mind, yeah, sure, they look nice. Do not get stupid jailbreak tweaks. Me personally, I have my local IP store. I have the essentials. This iPad doesn't really have that many jailbreak tweaks. I mainly use this for Dolphin iOS. On my iPhone, which is what I'm recording with, I have, snowball themes, and those do not help the battery life at all. Hopefully, Nemly decides, let's add Uncover support. There's always an excuse every other day on why that can't happen. But just make sure you're being smart with your jailbreak tweaks. There is a brand new tweak which is going to detect which other jailbreak tweaks cause battery drain. I'll make a video on that in a couple of days. It's a pretty darn good jailbreak tweak. The next reason is, quote unquote, your warranty is voided. But here's the thing. Technically, in the untethered jailbreak days, I guess, not really at the same time. The thing is, if you go to Apple and they see Cydia and Uncover on your device, they probably won't service your iPhone. If you unjailbreak, which you can do with the unjailbreak tool, but of course the tool is revoked, so I can't open up my Uncover, your warranty's back, right? Jailbreaking does void your warranty. However, it only voids your warranty while the jailbreak is installed. The second you unjailbreak, your warranty is brought back. There's no, this isn't Samsung, right? They don't have a Knox fuse, and if you trip the Knox, then you void your warranty. Apple hasn't done that yet. If they do that, then jailbreaking is in a lot of trouble. But what Apple are doing instead is they're just removing the ports, so checkmate and stuff like that will not exist. Honestly, Knox would mean the end of jailbreaking forever, and Apple have decided not to do that. I'm definitely not complaining, because then this channel wouldn't exist and we'd all be sad and no one really would care, to be honest. The final reason is device performance itself. And I will say that opening up the settings application, you have that small black screen, but every other application runs at full speed, as long as, again, you're not using stupid jailbreak tweaks which are degrading the battery and, there are, let's say some revamp in the UI or some overlay, those type of things are going to affect your app launch times and all that stuff. Settings, because that's to load that tweak bar, that's actually going to reduce the app launch time. But all the other applications, they load just as fast. Now, I did actually a check rain versus uncover versus stock iOS app launch test and battery test. I never released it though. If this video gets 500 likes, I'll release the check rain versus uncover versus stock iOS app launch test and battery test. So make sure, if you want to see that, this video needs to get 500 likes. If it does get 500 likes, it needs to be within 5 days. If that happens, then I will get to work and you'll see that as soon as possible. But that is a short video just discussing why there's no good reason to not jailbreak iOS 13 anymore. Stop with the excuses, right? Of course, they're the petty ones. Oh, jailbreaking is unsafe. If you think that's the case, you probably shouldn't own an iPhone. You should probably just go back to elementary school. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.